Hey guys, it's 6 in the morning. I'm here with Curtis and we're about to start off this activism day with about 90 minutes of postcarding. We do this about every week around this time and we're able to reach hundreds of houses, so we'll keep you updated. Let's go. Hey guys, we just finished up postcarding here in Mississauga. About an hour and a half we reached 257 homes. On to our next postcarding shift. We'll see you guys.
Bye.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Giving Tuesday. We're starting off this morning with postcarding in Mississauga, and we're excited to have you all along for the rest of the day. We'll give you an update later on how many postcards we get out, and then we'll be heading off to Choice Chain. Go team.
Good morning, this is Jer here with CCBR in Toronto, about to get the truth truck on the road, start off Giving Tuesday driving in the GTA. Now, there's a lot of people in Toronto itself, 2 to 3 million, but the normal target of this truck is from Hamilton all the way around to Oshawa, around Lake Ontario and all the way up to Vaughan and Richmond Hill. So I thought, why don't I try today to get at least a little bit of a representation in every city, every major city along the way from Hamilton to Oshawa. It's a bit of a target, but for the hours we got ahead, aiming for at least 6 hours of driving today, I'm gonna go for it. The babies all across the GTA, all across this region, all across Canada need us, and that's what I'm going to aim for.
Morning, everybody. We are out here in Mississauga postcarding. You can see the snow on the ground. I may have took that a bit too seriously and dressed way too warm. Yeah, it's a really nice morning and we've already got a bunch out.
So we're just wrapping up postcarding here in the GTA. We had 6 people postcarding this morning, 3 different teams and a couple of different times throughout the Mississauga area. And I just calculated our rough numbers and we're between 1,700 and 1,800 postcards delivered this morning in just a few short hours. So not too bad. We're gonna keep getting more views today. We got Jared in the truth truck getting views, and we are about to kick off some choice chains here in the east as well as west activism starting up soon. So I'll keep you guys updated.
What we're up to, and so we're driving in as thick of traffic as we can. It's a bit of a different vibe than what most people are used to. Most people are trying to avoid traffic. We're trying to get stuck in traffic so that we can get people thinking about the issue of abortion. I mean, probably see on the back of the truck here, we've got not only our website, easy to remember website, whyhumanrights.ca, but also a special phone number for people driving in traffic. Obviously, we don't want people calling while they're driving, but to have a phone number, 403-CHOICE-1, they can remember, they can give us a call when they get home to share their thoughts about this. We reach thousands of people every hour by driving this truck around and changing the way people think about abortion. So it's not just about statistics or legislation or abstract arguments, but rather about the little boys and little girls killed by abortion. And so it's a great way of getting people connected, great way of getting people thinking about the issue in a whole new way.
So we are Troy standing here at a high school in Mississauga, and I talked to a lady who was trying to cross the street. She kept missing her light in our conversation, and she's like, "Okay, well, here's the thing. I think that it's not some black and white thing to kill a kid or not, and like to kill a kid through an abortion. Like, it's not actually as black and white as you may think it is." And we talked for a little bit, and then I asked her a question. I said, "Kate, is it black and white when we kill born kids?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Okay, then if it's black and white for killing born children, shouldn't it be the same for killing the exact same kid before she's born?" She's like, "You're right. I got it right, but you are totally right." And then she got her life. And
Hey guys, I talked to a couple of young guys in high school. They weren't sure what they thought about abortion, so I asked them if they thought all human beings deserve human rights. We agreed that all human beings should get human rights. So I asked them if they thought 2 human beings, they reproduce, what species do we make? They said human. I said right. So then they said, well, if all human beings deserve human rights, at the moment of reproduction we have a new human. If abortion ends the life, wouldn't that be a human rights violation? They agreed that it would. I asked if there was any stage or situation they thought abortion would be okay. They said no, so I gave them some resources for people who are in difficult pregnancies that they may know.
I am parked here on College Street for a moment on the City of Toronto, driving our video truck around for the day for Giving Tuesday. This truck has seen over 100 hours across 7 states and provinces since we acquired it in May, and it brings the power of abortion victim video to the public like never before. So I've been driving around North York and Scarborough, and now through downtown Toronto on the streets throughout the day, making the faces of the victims of abortion visible to the public here in the Greater Toronto Area.
Hello, I'm doing the Truth Truck today in Ottawa. I'm parked here on Merivale. As you can see, it's pretty busy. There's the Truth Truck, showing the truth while I'm taking a break stretching. We're getting some good views. I've been out driving since 10 this morning, and we'll drive till probably 5-6 o'clock.
Hello, Jeremy here. Just went through Hamilton, Burlington, and Oakville, Ontario, showing the truth to thousands of people about abortion already just in the span of this morning. The bright sun has gone away, it's snowing, but still thousands of people are taking in the reality of what abortion does to preborn children in our country every day. And we thank you for those who have given already to our campaign. We hope and pray that many more will give to this cause of loving our most vulnerable and helpless neighbors in our country, loving these little image bearers of God. Thank you so much for your support. Keep sticking with us today.
It's a beautiful day here in Vancouver. It's been sunny and the truck has been on the road all morning through Abbotsford, Langley, Surrey, and Vancouver. Right now I'm just outside of UBC's Point Grey campus, where I'm about to drive through campus as the students switch between classes to expose to them the reality of abortion before heading to the downtown.
Hi folks, Cam Cote. Just had a quick break on my truck run, just ran and filled my water bottle. When I came back, there was an older woman, maybe in her 50s or so, staring at the truck as I had it parked near Westbrook Mall here in Calgary. And often that means a very challenging conversation, helping people understand what's going on and why we're doing the truck. And when she was looking at the images, she said initially, well, what about victims of sexual assault? I shared with her how we want to help these people. However, we don't help one person by killing another person, and we need to find better solutions for moms in bad situations. She entirely agreed. She came to believe that abortion was wrong in all cases, and that we need to be showing the truth so that people realize that we need these better solutions. The people who have the help that they need and can offer that help need to be mobilized to help those in situations of crisis. It's a really cool story while I was on a quick break during my truck run.
Going very well. We just finished up a whole bunch of postcarding in the GTA. I counted up our numbers. We got about a little over 1,600 postcards out this morning. And now we're all set up for choice chain here at Seneca College. So it's going really well. We got the Truth Truck out on the road, and our other team in Mississauga just also finished a high school choice chain. So lots of activism going on, lots of views.
Hey guys, we just finished our choice chain at Seneca College, and we had a lot of great conversations. I spoke with a guy who said, hey, thank you so much for educating me, and he changed his mind on abortion. Between the three of us, we changed 10 people's minds on abortion. So I talked to a guy who told me that he thought that abortion was okay in some situations, not okay in other situations, kind of just neutral. So we talked about human rights, and he recognized that the preborn as a human being deserves human rights. But when I asked him what he would say to his friend, he wasn't really sure. And so we talked about discrimination and the fact that it would be discrimination not to give the preborn human rights based on something like whether they can think or whether they can feel. And he recognized that in all situations, born or preborn, he has a responsibility to stand up for humans equally, because they equally deserve the right to life.
We just finished up choice chain at a local college in Toronto. So yeah, quite a few pro-lifers too. So that was encouraging. Often when we go to college and universities, we deal with a lot of pro-choice people who aren't so receptive, but there were a lot of pro-lifers who encouraged us too. So it was really nice. Anyone have something to share? Carissa has one to share.
I talked to one girl who thought that abortion was okay in the case of sexual assault. And I just really briefly, I agreed with her that that was a really terrible situation. And I asked her, basically, should it be okay to kill humans because they're conceived in sexual assault? The rapist is guilty and the woman is innocent and he deserves protection. But what about the child? Isn't the child also innocent? And she agreed with me and she said, yeah, it's not the child's fault. And she walked away totally pro-life.
Our team is here at the University of Manitoba doing outreach on the streets about abortion, our Choice Chain project, reaching many hearts and minds with the truth of what abortion does to preborn children.
Hey everyone, happy Giving Tuesday. I'm right now by the University of Ottawa for Choice Chain. Just want to share a quick conversation. It was quite interesting. A girl actually walked up to me and asked me what my thoughts were on abortion, and she brought up difficult circumstances, and we walked through all of it. I later found out that she was in fact fully pro-life to begin with, and was actually testing me and asking, wanted to pick my brain and see how I'd respond to typical objections that you hear. And so we got her connected with OAA, and so movement is growing, and so it's a great day to do Choice Chain here in Ottawa.
We are still going strong. We've got some great conversations going on over here with Conrad and Catherine, and it's still chilly, but we're getting lots of views, so it's going well. Hey, I just finished Choice Chain at U Ottawa, where we had some really good conversations. Small team, but I had a really impactful conversation with a guy who said that he thought abortion was up to the woman. It was her choice to make, and that men shouldn't have a say in that. Then when I was talking with him, he opened up to me about some miscarriages that women in his life have had in the past, and he said he thinks about those quite often, even though they were years ago. And so I was able to share resources with him for counseling, and by the end of the conversation, he agreed that abortion was never okay, no exceptions. So that was really cool to see.
I wanted to give an update. If anyone saw my video earlier today from this morning, saying that I wanted to resolve to reach as many people across the greater Toronto and Hamilton area today as I could. And thankfully, I've been able to reach Hamilton, Oakville, Burlington, Mississauga, Toronto, Ajax, Pickering, Whitby, and Oshawa, at least for a little bit in each city so far. So I'm really thankful for that. It's been just about 5 hours of driving today, which estimates to about 15,000 people taking in the message of the injustice, seeing the victims exposed, and our polling results show that moves people to action, that moves people's hearts. People change their minds about abortion. People feel worse about it. So I'm thankful for all those who are donating today, who are praying for us today, who are supporting. I still have about 4 cities to go in my day, so that's we'll finish up with Brampton, Vaughan, Richmond Hill, and Markham, I hope. But that covers a lot of the biggest metropolis area of Canada. So thank you to all those who are giving towards it.
Good afternoon. It's Giving Tuesday, and we're out here with the team here, ready to do Choice Chain. Hey guys, ready to do Choice Chain. As you probably are aware, Choice Chain is one of our, what I would call, a hybrid project. We have almost an equal focus on getting the views of the babies who've been killed by abortion, as well as conversations with passersby. So we are out here, it's beautiful weather, and we're ready to reach people both with the visual reality and also engage them in conversation. Because we've seen time and again that people need to be more horrified by the prospect of abortion than they need to be terrified of a crisis pregnancy if they're actually going to keep their baby. And Choice Chain does just that. It shows people how horrible abortion is, and it gives us a chance to engage them in compassionate conversation. So say hi to the team. And there we go.
Hey guys, I am here at Choice Chain, and I just finished a conversation with a young man who goes to high school here. Initially, he said that he didn't have an opinion on abortion, After talking about some of the women in his life that he really cares about, he realized that he can have an opinion on this issue. And we started by talking about human rights and who should get those human rights. We realized that human rights should begin when the human's life begins, and that even when given the case of sexual assault, he agreed that abortion is never an appropriate solution. So at the end of the conversation, he promised me that if he was ever talking to somebody who's considering abortion, that he would direct them to other options, such as pregnancy care centers and resources where they can get appropriate help that doesn't involve killing innocent children.
I'm Jeff, and we're here in South Calgary doing a choice chain today. And I just talked to someone who just changed his mind on abortion. So as a young student, he wasn't necessarily prepared for conversations about abortion. He wasn't really sure, having not critically thought about the issue before. And we talked to the value of human life. And what he kind of got stuck on was, okay, abortion's not okay for me, but what about for someone else? How could I tell someone else that abortion's not okay? And at the end of our conversation, we talked about, well, if there was someone who might be considering killing their 2-year-old child because of a difficult circumstance, would that be okay? And he said as he walked away, no, I understand.
So we're out here with the team today doing Choice Chain, and I just spoke with a young man, asked him what he thought about abortion. He wasn't really sure what to think. He hadn't thought about it much, but it seemed to him that at least in some situations, abortion was acceptable. So I pointed down to the sign I was holding showing a child who'd been killed by abortion. And I asked him, can we think of any situation where you would kill a 2-year-old to make the parent's life easier, even if the parent's life was, in a really difficult place? And he agreed that no, we would never kill an innocent 2-year-old. And so then I asked him, oh, right, that makes sense. If we wouldn't kill an innocent 2-year-old, then why would we say we could take that exact same child 2.5 years earlier, when he or she is inside their mother's womb, and say that we can kill them then? Isn't it the same child? We talked about that for a while. That made sense to him. By the end of the conversation, he realized that abortion was never acceptable.
Hey there, coming to you from our Choice Chain in Calgary. We're about halfway through, and we've got Virginia behind us having conversations here, and Alex as well. And just across the street, I don't know if you'll be able to see them, they're pretty small in this picture, but we've got Jeff and Thomas and Blaze all having conversations as well. So lots of great outreach happening and conversations being had. I was on a sign myself until just a minute ago, and was actually talking with a lady and her daughter who shared with me that they thought abortion would always be wrong, except for in the case that the mother's life is at risk because of a medical complication. And so I was actually able to share with them about the resources that are available in that kind of situation, and how doctors around the world have shared that there's other medical alternatives. And when they heard that, they said, that's really good to know in case someone that they know finds themselves in that situation. And yeah, became fully pro-life, saying that there was no exceptions.
So I was just talking to a girl who thought abortion was okay. I went through the human rights argument, and we walked through a lot of difficult circumstances, and by the end she's like, okay, you're right, abortion is not okay. So we talked through some different options that we could do instead of abortion, and the different helps that we offer for those in difficult circumstances. And she left totally pro-life.
So we're out here at Humber College right now doing another choice chain, and having a lot of really great conversations. We got people doing outreach behind us, having good conversations. We had some testimonies as well. I just talked to a man who told me that he didn't know what he thought about abortion, and we talked about it for a long time, talked about the reasons why people get abortions and how abortion procedures work, and talked a lot about the humanity of the preborn and how it's never okay to kill innocent human beings. And by the end of the conversation, he told me, no, abortion's never okay, and he walked away totally pro-life. So after this, we're gonna pack up for our Toronto team today, but there's still activism going on all over the country, so make sure you keep watching, and we will update you with the amount of views that we're getting.
Hey, we are here. I am here with Jabari, and this is Jabari's first door knocking shift, so hopefully it's a really good one. It's still quite chilly here in Stittsville, but we're looking forward to having some great conversations. Do you want to add anything, Jabari?
I'm really excited. This is my first time, and I hope it goes well.
Awesome. We just finished our very chilly door knocking shift, and we think it went pretty well overall. A lot of people didn't really want to talk, but we did talk to a couple of people. One of them was pro-life, and we helped to inform him that abortion was never medically necessary, even in life-threatening situations. So that was cool, and we told him about opportunities to get involved. And we also had a conversation with a lady who fully supported abortion, and she was willing to talk to us, so I found that encouraging. How did you like the shift, Jabari?
It was actually very good for my first time.
Yeah.
It was cold, but we made it through.
And he did really well, so way to go.
Hi, I'm here at Mohawk College. We were just doing choice change, and I had one conversation with a woman. I asked her, what do you think about abortion? And she said initially that it's an individual decision, that each woman should get whatever she feels is best. So I asked her, well, do you believe in human rights? And so she said, yeah, I believe in human rights. I asked her who should have human rights, and she said, well, all people should have human rights. And I asked her, does this include babies? And she said, yeah, this includes a baby. So I told her that abortion, like there's a baby in the womb, and she said, and I asked her, like, should this baby have human rights? And she said, yeah, this baby should have human rights. And I told her that an abortion directly and intentionally kills the child in the womb. And I asked her, would this not constitute a human rights violation? And she agreed, and she said yes, that the baby in the womb should have human rights, and we should not be killing any innocent human beings. So she was convinced that that abortion is wrong. Yeah, so that was great.
So today at Choice Chain, I asked the young man what he thought about abortion, and he said that he thought abortion was a woman's choice, especially if the mother would struggle to take care of that child. It would be okay for her to have an abortion. So I agreed with him that it was definitely a very hard circumstance for her mother to raise a child when she was in poverty, for example. But I asked him to imagine, say there was a mother who was struggling to take care of a 1-year-old. Would it be okay for that mother to kill that 1-year-old? He said, of course not. And I agreed with him, right? We can't kill the 1-year-old, even though the mother might be struggling to take care of that 1-year-old. So then I asked him, what would be the difference between killing a 1-year-old and killing a 3-year-old child? He thought about it for a second, and he said, yeah, I guess that makes sense. But he said, I mean, I'm just a man. He was willing to be. So I asked him, when abortion kills these innocent children, does it matter whether you're a man or a woman? That you could say that it's wrong? And he thought about it, and he said, yeah, I guess if it does kill an innocent child, everybody should be thinking about that and caring about it. So he walked away saying that abortion would be wrong.
Hey guys, so we are out here in Brampton doing vehicle choice chain. So I love choice chain, which is where you have just more conversations. But vehicle choice chain is also really interesting to do. Even just watching people right now. I wish I could show you. I wish it wasn't as weird or as I mean, you probably wouldn't see it anyway. But to be able to see people's responses through their windows as they just you watch people process it as they're looking at the abortion victim photography. You also see, I mean, I'm not a master at lip reading, but you definitely can see people talking about abortion. You can see them say like, oh, look at abortion. And you just see it in conversations, or you watch people point, nudge their friend who's in the car with them, and then point to the sign. So it's really cool to have this many people seeing abortion victim photography. Yeah, there's just a lot of cars that drive by. So we're out here in Brampton right now, and yeah, we'll be doing this. We do it normally for an hour and a half, and then we just cover as many directions as we possibly can. So today we can get all 4 directions covered.
Hi guys. So I'm Jeff, and I'm here with two lovely ladies. We're going to go door knocking in Calgary to bring people the truth about abortion as we get into a late afternoon shift on Giving Tuesday. Thanks for all your support, and see you on the other side of our door knocking victories.
Hi, I'm Blaze. I'm just here, a volunteer at CCBR, door knocking with the other volunteers, trying to convince people to become pro-life and also listen and understand them. Yeah, and today was my first choice chain, so it was kind of interesting holding a sign on a street corner using AVP, and so yeah, it's been a good day.
Hey, so we just had our first door knocking conversation. We talked to someone who did not support abortion in any circumstances. And it's just very refreshing to hear that. And now we're preparing to go to the next house, hopefully to bring the truth about abortion, whether they meet someone who's fully pro-life or through God's grace will become fully pro-life.
I am here in Barrhaven, Ottawa with my mom, Betty, and we are doing the last door knocking shift of the day and the last one of this year for Ottawa. It's pretty chilly, but I know that earlier went okay, and people are surprisingly generous in the cold, so hopefully it goes well. We just finished the last door knocking shift of the season, and I'd love to get Betty to share her experience door knocking through this fall. She started brand new. Tell us how you felt when you first started.
I was completely overwhelmed and in shock, I think, but
now how do you feel?
I was willing to keep coming. Now I'm a little more confident, and I can actually say some things that are not inappropriate or that are the right thing to say.
Yeah, she's really improved. And what else have you been doing to practice?
Mock dialogue.
Yeah, she's been joining mock dialogue. She is also getting ready to go back to Kingston and maybe even join a team that we have that we're building there, and so I'm super excited about that. Well done, Betty.
Yes, thank you.
We're here in Vancouver, and at 0 degrees, it's bitterly cold for us Vancouverites, but we're about to get our door knocking shift started. We have 3 teams going out today, and we're gonna go for the next hour or so to change hearts and minds on abortion.
We're in Langley City, where we actually just did a door knocking shift in Langley. There were 8 of us, and we had 3 groups going out, so we just had close to like a dozen conversations in the last hour between the 8 of us. Yeah. Ellis is one of our high schooler volunteers, and he had a really cool experience.
Yeah, so I had a cool experience. We met a woman, and we asked her what her thoughts were on abortion, and she said that some circumstances it was okay. She was kind of like, "Oh, I personally would never do it, but other women may do it, and that's their choice." But after full discussion and really talking about that, those hard situations, they don't negate the fact that every human being is still valuable. And so by the end of the conversation, she came around to realizing that to abort a child because she or he may have a disability or is conceived in poverty is discrimination. So that was pretty cool. And the husband came about after 10 minutes, and we asked what his thoughts were, and he said it was never okay.
Sorry, there were a couple other minds changed and people moving for sure also. Like I said, there were about a dozen conversations.